Hi, this is Brandy Shantz, and you're listening to Living Chronic. Today, I want to talk about quitting. I think quitting just gets a bad rap sometimes. It's always negative. When we say, I quit, we typically think, well, that person just gave up, they're weak, they didn't do the right thing, any number of things that are negative. There's never anything positive associated with the phrase, I quit. But what if quitting is really self-care? I am the person who never quits. I don't want to quit. I don't like quitting. I'm loyal. I am stubborn. I will stick it out to the end no matter what. I don't quit. Until now. So in my head, I know that I'm never going to be the person I used to be. My body just doesn't work the way it used to. And unfortunately, I try hard, but I just can't get it to do the same things that I used to do. I can't even get it to do 50% right now, to be honest. I love running, so I get out there and try, but it's painful. And my muscles, they're so tight. There's just so much radiating pain. It's just really impossible for me to be able to run the way I used to. And endurance, which is what I have always loved, is it just wrecks my body in ways I cannot even explain. If I try to do a little too much, a little too long, I'm down for a few days. I'm severely fatigued. My muscles are just knotted up no matter how much I stretch. It's just very difficult. And frankly, I have to admit that it's not possible. Of course, I've run so many marathons in my life. I've done the 70.3 Ironmans. I love this kind of stuff. But no matter how hard I try, I just can't do it now. And that's what brings me to this weekend when I quit. So 2020, when everything just really kicked off bad for me, I was training for Ironman Chattanooga and had planned on doing the Marine Corps Marathon. Well, obviously that didn't happen, not just because of my health issues. Of course, the entire world shut down that year, but also because of my body. By the time 2021 came around, I, of course, had lost my ability to walk. So marathons weren't happening then. And then 2022 came and I thought, all of those races that I couldn't do, I'm going to do them this year just to show everyone that I can make a comeback. I can do this. What a great thing. But I didn't have the capability. Of course, I've run so many distance races. Heck, I'm even a certified run coach. But I just couldn't get my body to do it. So I said, okay, I'll be easy on myself. I am going to do this next year. Let me once again defer this race. I will do it next year and I will triumph and I will overcome. Well, some things I don't think were meant to be overcome. And frankly, during my run this weekend, I realized that quitting is the best thing I could have done for myself. So I came home and I transferred into the 10K. I know I can do it. It's not going to be fast. It's not going to be any kind of a PR. But I know I can cross that finish line. I know I can push through all of the pain and I can cross that finish line. Unfortunately, I think my just sheer determination to reclaim my former athletic self, to be the person who overcomes and succeeds anyways, despite everything pointing against me and, all those great Hollywood things, it was hurting me more than it was helping me. I would get out on my runs, and frankly, when I just couldn't do it, I would start crying and then everything would snowball. It wasn't just that I couldn't run, it was that I lost my entire life as I once knew it. You know, I, lost my career. I've lost all of these things. And that's all I think about when I fail at these long runs, because it's just a reminder of what has happened to me and the fact that I just cannot overcome certain things. So, are we wrong for always looking at quitting as a negative thing? I think so. Now, of course, you can't just quit everything. Determination is a very valuable thing. And people who, overcome and put forward the work, yes, that is commendable. But is that the only thing we can celebrate? I think that this is very applicable to many people, not just chronically ill people. This is applicable to so many people where you just refuse to quit, you want to overcome. And at some point, you have to admit when this is just not good for your mental health. It's true in jobs. Maybe you're in a very toxic environment at work. The people you work with are toxic. You have a toxic leadership. You have, you're not being challenged at work. Maybe you really are unhappy in the job you're doing. What's wrong with quitting? Nothing. This weekend, I realized that I'm doing myself more harm than good. Just because I think that's what I'm supposed to do doesn't mean it's what I should do. And that's the difference. Could do, should do, would do. Stop thinking about what other people think you should be doing. I've said that all along. I've always said I just get so sick of everybody expecting me to rise above and overcome and be positive and write that book and, succeed even though I've been really just beat down with my health and my mental health and all of these things. So why am I trying so hard? I do love running. And I'm sure with many other things that, I've realized that maybe aren't very positive and I should quit. Sometimes you just have to weigh that out. I can do a 10K. I'm not even going to be able to do it fast, but maybe I just need to redefine success. Success is getting across the finish line and not being so worn down and in pain that I can't do anything for a week. That's success. Maybe success is being able to pick up and run a little bit faster just for half a mile. Maybe success is just getting up in the morning. It's really difficult to redefine success. It's really difficult to admit when quitting's the best thing you can do for yourself. It's certainly what I've been thinking about as I've gone through this entire process. What does success look like? I've had a lot of these conversations with my husband. For many years, I thought success looked like how much money I made. But maybe success really looks like me being fulfilled in my job and being in a place where my disability can be accommodated. That's success. So I need to apply this to every part of my life, really. I'm actually proud of myself for quitting this weekend. It was hard. It was really hard to log into that account and change my registration from the Marine Corps Marathon to the Marine Corps 10K. But when I was on that run on Saturday and I was crying and allowing myself to just spiral into all of those negative thoughts, oh, I can't do anything. I'm never going to be who I am again. I'm failing again. I'm keep trying, but I can't run. It was just unhealthy. So I want to encourage everyone to sometimes think about quitting in a positive light. Say it with pride. High five your friend when they tell you they quit. Sometimes it really is self-care. You can't keep getting down on yourself. If you're in a toxic situation, whether it be with outside forces, maybe it's within yourself, For me, it was within myself. You got to get out of the toxic situation. The best option is to quit. Of course, I'm starting anew. That's what this entire year has been about. It's been about me reclaiming my life. It's been about me trying to find the positive and looking forward to better things. I'm living chronic. It doesn't mean that I can't live my life. It just means I can't live my life the way I used to. So I need to redefine success. I need to redefine who I am. I need to redefine what's healthy. What's healthy? How many times do you get up in the morning and you're trying to fit your life into this little box that society expects you to be in? And it's just not right for you. Why would I be trying to do a job that's making me sicker? It's not healthy. Maybe society would look upon me more favorably if I could, be the disabled lady with all of these chronic illnesses, and I can still make all the money and be the most successful person that you can think of who has Crohn's disease. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's what society thinks. What's important is what I think, what my husband thinks, my family, my friends, and most importantly, myself. That's really what's important. At the end of the day, I have to wake up each and every day and be happy with who I am. So it's not just that the former me never quit and, was always, looking towards success and type A plus personality. It's also that the former me was probably unhealthy for a healthy person. It's definitely unhealthy for me now. And there's nothing wrong with being type A plus. That's not going to change. That's kind of a part of who I am. But I do need to change how I look at things. What is my outlook? What are my expectations? So what are my expectations this year? I want to do something that's very fulfilling to me. I'm going to cross that finish line for the 10K, not get hurt, minimum pain. And I'm going to continue learning to quit when it's unhealthy. It was a first for me. I know that there's so many people out there just like me who think they can't quit. So if you view something as unhealthy, if you're starting to notice that something is making you feel worse, let's just think of some way to make it positive. I decided to choose self-care. That's not negative at all. It's hard to change society. It's going to be very difficult to change society's negative connotation of the word quit. But who could be against, I decided to implement some self-care. So that's how I'm going to say it. This weekend, I decided to implement a bit of self-care, and I feel better about myself for it. Have you ever felt proud of yourself for finally quitting? Giving up that expectation from society? Reach out, let me know about it. I want to hear your thoughts, what you've been through, because it's a real revelation for me to learn, hey, self-care is more important than that negative word, quit. I'm Brandy Shantz. You've been listening to Live in Chronic. Thank you for listening.